Hello, I'm Kang Yan Tiao, and today I'll be presenting a book review on the happiness problem Expecting Better in an Uncertain World by Sam Rand-Lewis. Here is an overview of what I will be talking about today. First up, topic importance. Happiness is one of our primary values, reflected in common phrases such as I want a career that makes me happy or I want a happy relationship. However, there is more to happiness than meets the eye. We appear to have control over our lives, that if we just put in more effort, we would be able to attain our goals. With enough economic growth and technological innovation, we can cure all social ills. The happiness problem shows that this thinking is too simplistic, and the things that make us happy is just the tip of the iceberg. No matter how much we improve our lives, we will still be insecure. This book is about switching our focus away from control towards understanding. Through curiosity and compassion, we can gain a deeper understanding of the things we most care about. By the end of the book, the author hopes that we have a better understanding of what it means to be happy without being blind to what really matters. This book is important for students who go on to work in managerial positions because we don't just want to push ourselves for positions and statuses at the stake of our happiness. The end result will be that we will have less time to spend doing things that really matter. We have to understand that not everything is within control and learn to love uncertainty. Next is the top 3 lessons. Firstly, nothing is enough to make us happy, and we should appreciate what we have. As humans, we have the thought that the main ingredients for happiness would be health and longevity, close relationships, community belonging, purpose and achievement, financial and material wealth. Yes, these things will make us happier. But will they provide us with a lasting sense of meaning and satisfaction? I don't think so. No matter how much progress we make, it will never be enough. Previously, many of my peers and teachers complimented my ability in math, which made me very happy. But the happiness only lasted for a short while, and I returned to my normal level of happiness. By trying to constantly improve our lives, we miss out on appreciating the things we have. Previously, I thought that as my role as a student, I had to study and achieve good grades. I only studied and rarely joined my friends after school when they invited me. Looking back, I know that I had missed the opportunity, and in the future when I go to work, I'm not going to focus all of my time on work but spend quality time with my family and friends. Next is to have a mindset of growth. People with a growth mindset believe they get good at something through a combination of ongoing effort and feedback. In response to failure, they do not assume they are not good at the activity and give up. Instead, they take failure as an invitation to change course, to try harder, and to grow. The book taught me that like individuals with a growth mindset, we need to shift our focus away from control and the desired outcomes of our actions towards understanding and learning what is possible. When we enter the working world, we should seek growth and not restrict ourselves in our fixed mindset, avoiding activities that we are not good at. We should seek feedback to equip ourselves with additional skills to make us stand out from other employees. And lastly, acknowledge insecurity and embrace uncertainty. Whenever I'm insecure, I tend to be anxious and try to suppress it, acting like it is not there. But this book provided me with new insight that we should acknowledge our insecurity and embrace uncertainty. I've learned that insecurities are a necessary part of the things that make life meaningful. We cannot have love without loss, success without failure. We would do better to acknowledge our insecurity and work out how to live within it, rather than going to war with reality and trying to get everything in our lives just right. Being curious about our lives opens ourselves up to experiences of beauty and gratitude, allowing us to respond with greater flexibility to the challenges we face. The unstable circumstances that we create may not provide us with a lasting sense of meaning and satisfaction, but they will give us the continual need for care and compassion, because every time we recognize our insecurity, we come one step closer towards understanding and caring for others. Next will be my critique. The author mentioned that if our expectations of long-term success are low, we are not confident that we will achieve it and will seek more reliable forms of gratification in the short term. An example mentioned was breaking up our long-term goal into more immediate achievable goals. Being not confident can be one reason, But the problem with long-term goals is that they are often so far away that it is hard to know where to start, with the goals payoff seeming distant and unreachable. Short-term goals, on the other hand, offer a series of milestones, a step-by-step system that paves a path towards the long-term goal. It allows one to focus on one thing at a time. This focus not only helps one to stay motivated, but also helps in productivity. By achieving each of the short-term goals, one will gain a sense of purpose and the drive to reach the end of it. Next, the happiness problem is not suitable for the average person to read. It is a product created during several stages of the author's life which he spent many years reading about. The book might be too overwhelming and detailed, covering many areas of thought, from philosophy to cognitive science to anthropology, with hard to understand words or phrases. Therefore, this book can be challenging for beginners who are new to the topic happiness and have not come into contact with any of these areas. Lastly, 3 practical advice. Number 1. Don't be easily influenced and limit yourself. Our wider community can shape us in ways that do not fit with who we are. We are constantly motivated to improve our lives, looking to others as a guide to both what and how much we can achieve. Seeing my role models who went to university encouraged me to try harder at school, empowering me to be just like them. However, we don't necessarily want to copy exactly what our role models do, as they can also sway us in less healthy ways. Based on lessons from this book, students should not be easily influenced and limit themselves to what their role models have done. Instead, students can learn to work out who they are by internalizing social roles and labels, inspiring themselves to live up to it, but also not limiting themselves from engaging in other matters. When students go out to work in the future, just because they study business, it does not mean that they are restricted to working only in the business field. There are many other career paths and jobs that one can pursue in their lifetime. Number 2, be grateful. There are countless things to be grateful for, but our practical goals and concerns prevent us from doing so. We focus on making our circumstances better by moving on to the next goal and achievement after we are done with the previous one. As a result, we may end up taking things for granted and fail to respect and care for them properly. Based on the lessons from this book, we should have gratitude and be grateful because it makes us pay attention to the valuable things in our lives that we otherwise might overlook. By counting our blessings, we can have a deeper level of understanding, allowing one to put more effort into maintaining or protecting the good things in their lives, such as spending more time with loved ones, caring for their possessions, or making their home beautiful. Lastly, is to practice deep listening. Deep listening involves opening ourselves up to listen to what someone is telling us, even if it sounds problematic or challenging. When we become leaders in teams and organizations, there are times we have to listen to the concerns of our employees. Instead of making assumptions about what someone is saying based on our past experiences, we can assume that we don't know. And instead of trying to quickly work out how to respond, such as trying to fix the problem, we can listen with an open mind. When being listened to with full non-judgmental attention, people can feel more heard, appreciated, and respected than they normally do. This alone can make all the difference, elevating some of the weight of their problems. That's all from me. I hope you enjoyed listening to my review on the happiness problem.